So what's up, YouTube? This is Josh coming at you with my December 2021 pickups, closing out the year. Probably pretty strong considering the stack of crap that's behind me. Stay tuned. So welcome back. So, like I said, I got a pretty good stack of stuff here for the pickups video for the month. I know, I say it every month. I'm going to slow down next month, and then I end up showing you all this stuff anyway. But you guys know you love it. That's why you watch the pickups videos. That's why I watch the pickups videos. So, before we get started, though, let's check out this beer. We got one more that's still left over from the holiday season that we want to show off a little bit because it is just a tasty one. This one is the You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. This is an Imperial Mint Stout, and man, when it says mint, it is legit. It smells like mint, it tastes like mint. I had this one, I picked this one up. This is from a local brewery, like 15-20 minutes away from me. Brewery Fire, they're out of Taneytown, Maryland. And this one's a treat right here. I'm not sure if you'll have a chance to get this one or if it'll be seasonal because they do a lot of small batch stuff at this brewery. But this one is an 8% Imperial Mint Chocolate Stout, and man, it is minty, it is chocolatey, it is legit, it is everything that is advertised with old Ralphie here on the can. If you have a chance and you are in the area, it's Taneytown, Maryland. That is where Brewery Fire is out of. They do a lot of small batch brew, so it's very hit or miss depending upon what you're going to get when you're there, because they always have a full menu, but it's always ever changing, and they have some really good brews. So check them out if you guys get a chance. And if you happen to be next year, it'll be a whole year probably before this one will come out again, out there, check out this Imperial Stout, or if you happen to see it anywhere, I definitely recommend it. It's really good. So, like I said, we have a ton of pickups. Honestly, I didn't even know. I always break it down, and that's the same way I'm going to do it. I break it down as to where I got this stuff. So I'm going to do it the same way just because I think that's the coolest way, just to tell you the stories as I go along of what I pick up. I'm going to start off with my Christmas pickups, though. Like what I got for Christmas presents from my wife and my kids. So start off with a DVD. I got a brand new set of Nightmare on Elm Street. All 8 movies on the disc. My daughter, she's a huge horror fan. If you guys have watched any of my old videos, we did the horror pack for a few months. She really enjoys them. She picked this one up for me because she knows I didn't have the movies, and there's actually a few of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that I haven't seen. So we got the whole set right here, brand new. My kids also got me, my daughter, the same daughter that got me the Nightmare on Elm Street, but she got me this really cool game. I have to get some people that want to get drunk with me to play it, but it's Buzzed. It is a card game. It's a drinking game that gets you and your friends tipsy, guaranteed. So it looks pretty fun. Love these kind of games. They also got me another one called another card game called Monsters Rejects. It looked pretty neat. I popped this one open already as well. I'm not monstrous into the card or the board games, but if I can get some people to play with me, I'll definitely check it out for sure. My kids, the problem with playing with the family here is there's always arguments that break out. So we need to find something that, I was talking to Co-opal Nerds about it, and they said we need to find something that's a cooperative game instead of a competitive game. But this one looked pretty neat. Some really cool art on the cards and stuff as well. So those were the 2 board games I got. For Christmas presents, my wife got me this really cool. I was wanting to start collecting these again. These are the Lone Wolf RPG Choose Your Own Path books. I had these when I was a kid. It's something I've kind of got a little bit of nostalgia for again, but they are really a pretty cool set of Choose Your Own Adventure type of books. So this is book number 2. I think at one point when I was a kid, I had like books like 1 through 15. Loved them to death. Surprisingly, I started looking them up, and I'm like, man, kind of expensive, but I guess nostalgia abounds, right, when it comes to books or anything. But pretty cool. I was glad to get this one. I'm going to start collecting those as I can find them. She also got me this really cool Super Mario Brothers. It's like it's a collector's box, basically. It's got a bunch of different stuff in the back of it, as you can see. It's got a pint glass. Everything's in here. I haven't taken it out yet. I did open it up to check it out. It's got a blanket, a beanie hat for my bald skull here, a vinyl decal, some pins, and some coasters. Some really cool stuff in the box. and it's a really cool box all on its own. So glad to pick that up. Glad that she got that for me. She got me, I asked for the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch. She got it for me. She also got me the Mario one because I didn't have it, but very cool, really cool to add them to the collection. Pretty neat. What can you say, right? She listens. I got this adapter for my Retron 5. This will allow me to play Master System, Game Gear, and Sega card, which I've never heard of Sega card before. But I definitely wanted it because I have some Game Gear games and my Game Gear, it's broken. So I haven't been able to play them at all. And I want to start collecting for the Master System, so I thought it would be a neat way to use my Retron to actually play the system. So I was really, really cool that she picked that one up for me. She also picked me up about 4 different games. I asked her for some different games. She did pick them up for me. She also picked me up a couple surprises, so it was pretty cool. So I got the original Ninja Gaiden. I lacked this within my Nintendo collection. I have like over 300 Nintendo games, but didn't have any of the Ninja Gaiden games. So definitely cool to pick that one up. She got me this one, and I asked for this one. I've been wanting to check this one out as well. 3D Dot Heroes for the PlayStation 3, another one of my favorite systems to collect for. Really cool copy, really nice copy she got for me. Definitely excited to get that one too. I'm just like, we have 4 kids. I'm like the 5th kid for her, so that's what she got right when she signed on for this. Now she also picked me up 2 other games, which I wasn't expecting at all. These were not on my Christmas list, but I'm pretty easy to collect for when it comes to the GameCube. So, because I have hardly any GameCube games. So she did get me Super Mario Sunshine, really awesome. She picked out some really nice copies of them as well. Nice complete manual, everything within it. And she picked me up because she was trying to find a different game for me that I had asked for, but she couldn't find it anywhere. So she was out with my daughter and they came across this one, and my daughter was like, Dad will love that one. So, and she wasn't lying. So she got me the collector's edition that has the 4 games on it for the GameCube, and it's also got the little demo for Wind Waker. So it's got the first 2 Zelda games from the NES, and then it's got the 2 games from the N64 as well. So nice, super minty, clean copy. GameCube, like I said, I got such a tiny GameCube game collection. It's very easy to buy for me, but I was really surprised by that one. So that's what Christmas is all about, right? Surprise. So that was what I got for Christmas. So let's move on to let's do the thrift shop stuff next. For months, it felt like the thrift. I was not finding a whole lot of stuff at the thrifts for the past couple months. October, November were kind of dead in the thrift. I know you probably watch my October, November videos and you're like, what do you mean it was dead? You found all kinds of stuff. But for what I'm used to finding, because I usually find a pretty good amount of games and things like that within the thrift, they were kind of slow. It was like hit or miss. I was going to thrifts a lot, wasn't finding a lot. That's the way it is with thrifting, but this month I actually found quite a bit of stuff at the thrift shop. Alright, so let's go with what we found at the thrift. I don't really have it split up into any kind of particular order, so let's just go with let me go with the DVDs and stuff like that first that I found. So I found, this is a CD, I had it a long time ago. It's called No Alternative. It had it's a bunch of alternative rock bands and stuff. It's just a compilation from back in the early 90s. I had it, and I saw it, it was like a buck, so I was like, I'm gonna pick that up again. I like rock music, always have liked rock music. Metal, hair metal, alternative, all that kind of stuff. That's from my generation right there. Some of the movies that I found at the thrifts, real cheap. I think I found 6 movies here, but these first 4 they were 25 cents a piece. So I'm like, I can't beat them because they had some kind of sale going on. I had a nice complete copy on Blu-ray of E.T. Cloverfield, which I have never seen, but I've been wanting to see, so that's why I picked that one up. Mars Attack, classic movie right there. If you've never seen it, you got to. Awesome movie. A sealed copy of Alien Covenant. So, I've recently been running through the Alien movies again, so I figured, what the hell? Nice sealed copy of that, you can never go wrong. Classic movie. And Netflix did a season of this one, The Dark Crystal. the season that they did of it was excellent too. I wish they hadn't canceled it. They decided that they weren't going to do any more of them. But the original movie, fantastic movie. The series on Netflix, if you haven't checked it out, if you like the movie, you'll love the series as well. This was another DVD that I found. I haven't checked it out, but it was like I guess a pack-in for the game, The Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay, for the original Xbox. I don't have the game. Hopefully I'll find it at some point in time, but it's a nice copy of it, nice clean copy of it. And I thought, kind of cool, different. Another thing I found at a thrift shop the other day for a couple bucks was a copy of Wii Sports. I'll pack this in with a Wii or something like that I'm gonna flip. If you're finding them for a couple dollars, I definitely recommend picking them up. Now these have dropped off in value a little bit. They aren't where they were. You were getting around 20 bucks for a copy of these last year. Now you're only getting, per trade for GameStop, you're getting like 10. You can probably sell it for like 15 or something like that on eBay. But still, if you're only paying like $2 or $3 for it. All right, so moving on to my backside, right? All the other thrift shop stuff, kind of got it all broke down based upon the system. So we'll just go with that, however we have it laid out. So I found some PlayStation 1 games the other day at the thrift. I swapped a couple of the cases out because a couple of the cases were completely like wrenched out, busted up and stuff like that. Another cool thing about the thrift shop, you can find the jewel cases. I found a whole box of them. It was 50 brand new jewel cases for $3 or something like that. It was like ridiculous, the money that I found it for. So I was like, I gotta pick them up because I know I'm gonna come across other games that I'm gonna need cases for. So anyhow, I digress. I'm rambling on enough. So I picked up a nice copy of Forsaken for the PlayStation 1. Really clean, everything's in, got the manual, got the case, all that kind of jazz. And that one's not like a hitter so much, but a couple of them were decent games though. I got Wipeout, a nice copy of Wipeout 3. That one was a good one to find. Got a copy of SpongeBob Super Sponge. So in another video I shot, but I haven't put out yet, I actually kind of started wheedling down my collection. So I'm kind of starting to get to the point where I want to pick up games that I actually want to play, more than just finding any game that I just don't have for the system. But these are all games that I would like to play at some point. And we got Crash Bandicoot Warped. I had a copy of this already, but it was a loose disc copy, so it was nice to find one that had all the parts. And then this one's kind of interesting. I've never heard of it before. It looks like kind of like a cool game. Hugo and the Evil Mirror. The screenshots on the back of it look like it's kind of like a pretty cool looking little game. So definitely like to check that one out at some point too. So that's what I got for the PlayStation 1. For the PlayStation 2, I got a nice complete copy of Motocross Mania. Definitely one I'm going to check out. If I don't like it, I'm going to shuffle it on its way, but we'll see. And this one's in that same scenario as well. World Tour. It's like a motor scooter little game. It looked kind of neat though. Something that I've never heard of, so definitely want to check it out. Mad Maestro. That one looked pretty cool as well. I think I picked this one because it was at one of my local thrift shops, and it was literally 50 cents or something. The Goodwills, every Goodwill charges a different amount of money, but the independent thrift shops that are ran by churches and different stuff like that, they're kind of like up and down with it too. Sometimes you'll come across somewhere, they usually never charge you more than $2 or $3 for a game, but sometimes you come across where they're like on sale. They're like DVDs and games on sale, half price or whatever. So you're instead of paying $1 for something, you spend like 50 cents on something. So that's pretty cool. Definitely gonna take a flyer on a game for 50 cents. And then the last one for the PlayStation 2 that I found from the thrifts was Brother in Arms Road to Hill 30. There are so many shooters out there that came out on the PS2 generation, Xbox generation, that I've never played. I like shooters. It depends on the game. We'll see. We'll check it out. If we don't like it, we'll shuffle it along to someone else. So, for the Xbox 360, found these two games at the military base that I work on. They have a thrift shop as well. So they were doing like a sale on them as well. I think it was like a Christmas sale. They normally only charge you $1 for a game anyway. They were taking 25% off of everything in the store for like a Christmas sale. So I found these two games in there and I thought, what the hell? I think I already have this one, so I'll probably just flip it, but for 75 cents, WWE 13. And this one I did not have, but Saints Row 4 definitely doesn't have a manual, but definitely going to be interested in trying to check that one out as well. Back to the Goodwill again for the Xbox 360. One that I did not have for the Xbox or the Xbox 360 was Gun. Definitely want to check this one out. I've heard different things about it. I've heard like mixed things about it. I don't know. Like, I love the Red Dead Redemption games, so you know, I want to check out another Western. So we'll see if I'm going to be disappointed or not. But it looks kind of neat, so I was glad to have that one for the collection. I found all of these at the Goodwill, and honestly, on the same day. Like, so before I get into those, let me do these right here. So I found these at a different Goodwill. They were pretty cheap, kind of neat. This one's still sealed, so they were like the I don't know, they're like in a cardboard sleeve, like Infamous and Infamous 2. I think I have these already in the normal cases for the PlayStation, but for $2 for 2 games, I couldn't complain about it. So figured I'd snatch them up. And then I found a copy of Fight Night Round 3. Nice complete copy. I love collecting for the PlayStation 3. It's like one of like the 4 or 5 systems that I love collecting for the most. So whenever I find stuff that I don't have for them, I snatch them up. All right, so all this stuff I found in one trip at the Goodwill. It was like 2 weeks or so ago. I went in there, and I've been hitting it kind of dry pretty much for, like I said, a couple months. At this particular Goodwill, anyhow. And all of a sudden I went in, and I think I saw more games than I have ever seen in my entire life. I went in at a random time because I had the day. I think I had to go to work, but it was kind of like one of those weird times where I wasn't going in at my normal time, so it wasn't like a normal like trip into the place. So I went in at an odd time for when I normally would go, and I found all this stuff, and I went in, and I swear to God, I'd never seen that many games at one time at a Goodwill store. I went in and I literally had to go back over and get a cart to come back over and put everything in the cart because I wanted to go through it, see what I didn't have, check the conditions on the stuff, check the values of some of the other stuff that I may have already had, and kind of take my time to go through it. So whenever I got a cart, and I loaded everything in the cart and took it somewhere else out of the way so I could go through it and check it all out. But I did not buy a shopping cart full of games, so this video that's already going to be long enough won't be any longer than it already has to be. But here's what I did end up picking up from there. A couple of games from for the Wii, a GameCube game, a bunch of OG Xbox and Xbox 360 games, and a couple PS4 games. So we'll keep on with the Xbox 360. I got a copy of Star Ocean: The Last Hope. This one is not complete, it's missing the manual. I think I have this game already for the PS3, but it's like a sealed copy of it. So I think that's why I grabbed this one, because I said I want to play the game, but if I have a copy of it here, I could play it and keep my sealed copy, and I could just, once I beat it, I can send that one on its way. A nice complete copy of Iron Man 2. I played the original Iron Man game on Wii. Did not care for it. I didn't really care for the motion controls in it when I tried it. So hopefully maybe by picking this up on the 360, it'll be kind of a little bit better without the motion controls, but we'll see either which way. Like I said, all these games at this particular Goodwill, they only charge $2.29 a game. So some of the other Goodwills, they vary in prices, but this one's one of the cheaper ones, so it's kind of cool when you find a lot of games at it. And all of these games were either the PlayStation 1 games, which I showed you guys already, they were $129. These were all $2.29. So I got Sniper Elite V2 for the Xbox 360. I got Need for Speed The Run. I think these are all complete except for the first one I showed you guys. I got 2 demo discs from there as well. I got for the Xbox 360, this one's 53 and this one's 91, so pretty cool picking up the demo discs, I think. I don't know, maybe some of you guys wouldn't like them, but I thought it was kind of cool. For the OG Xbox, I got a nice, clean, complete copy of SpongeBob SquarePants: The Battle for Bikini Bottom, greatest hits version. I got a copy of Rainbow Six Lockdown. For some reason, I just like the green spines rather than the platinum hits. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Really cool copy of Spyro: A Hero's Tale. It was really cool to see that one in there. This is another one that was really cool to see. Crash Tag Team Racing for the original Xbox. I know. I collect for like everything, but like I love the OG Xbox is another one that I just love picking stuff up for. I don't know. Don't know what it is about it, but nice clean copy of Spider-Man 2. The Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. Probably won't get much use out of that, but it was kind of neat to add it since I already have the original Halo and Halo 2 games as well. SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie. Scooby-Doo Unmasked. This is one I had never heard of, so I thought it would be kind of neat. Dr. Muto. A copy of Half-Life 2, which I already actually have a copy of, so this one will just be something to flip over to someone. So, like I said, any of you guys that are watching my pickups videos, if you actually watch through them and you see these videos and stuff, and you see I have a double of something, if you're interested in something, let me know. I'm always open to trade. Love that part of the community. I did a few trades with guys. I would be more than willing to do some more if anything you guys see that you like. For the Wii, I found 3 games at the Thrift. Same strip, like I said, $2.29. You cannot beat it. The Blob. I have actually wheedled down my Wii collection too as well. I'm only picking up games that I want to play for the Wii. If it's something that I don't want to play, the only way I'm picking it up is if it's something that I'm just flipping. But in general, these are games that I'm keeping in my collection because I want to play them. This one I was kind of excited to find. Actually, 2 mature games that I got here. Resident Evil 4 for the Wii. Nice super clean copy of that. And Dead Rising, Chop Till You Drop for the Wii as well. Really cool to find those. I found 1 GameCube game on this same haul, this Goodwill haul. Not a hitter or anything, but it's nice. It's complete and copy, original GameCube case. I got Army Men, Real Time Strategy. It's even got the little registration cards still in there, the instruction booklet. So that was cool. Like I said, my GameCube collection is rather small. So, and then I found 2 PlayStation 4 games on this same haul as well. I found Infamous Second Son. These don't have manuals in them, but pretty sure most of the PlayStation games don't anyway. And Shadow of Mordor. Alright, so that was what I picked up from the thrift shop for the month. Alright, so let's move on to the next thing we'll do. Actually, there's a couple more things from the thrift. From the collector thrift. Some better stuff, actually. So I found, I think it was the day before Christmas, I went to the thrift, just had a couple minutes. I swung into one of my thrifts. It wasn't a Goodwill, it was one of the local thrifts. And I was like, I couldn't believe that I found some of the stuff that I found. There's also a couple other things here too, so anyway. So this was on a different, this one was one I picked up like about 2 days ago. I thought it was pretty neat. I didn't find anything else in the thrift shop, but I found this retro bit. It's in a case. It's a Sega Saturn controller. It's got the dongle for the Saturn and the dongle for the PC. I wanted it because I wanted something that I could use for like playing on the PC with. But it's in a nice little case, and instructions and everything in it. So found that for $10. You can't complain about that. I think those run, if you're buying one of them brand new, they're like 35, 40 bucks. So anyway, back to the other thing. All this stuff, I popped into the store. It was on Christmas Eve. Just real quick to see if there was anything in there. I was going by the place, and I was actually like pleasantly surprised as to what I found. So at that thrift store, you go in, they have a place where they have all their games, like their PlayStation, their Xbox, their Wii games, all this stuff, you know, all the disc-based stuff. And then they usually they have a case that's over by the cash register where they'll put like anything that's odd, or like Gameboy, DS, anything like that. So I go in, I don't find anything at the game thing. I go over to the counter where the cash register is just to look, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of stuff in here, surprisingly. So I pop in, I say, hey, can I look at all this stuff that you have in there? So let me show you the stuff that I picked up at this. I found 3 Game Boy games. The first one was Super Mario Land 2, which this is a double, but for the price that they're selling it for at the thrift shop, I had to pick it up. If anybody's looking for a copy of that, let me know as well. Also found a copy of Super Mario Land 3, I think is what it is. It's Wario Land. So in the little case, Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, yeah. So this is one that I didn't have. Pretty excited to find that one. And then I found a copy of Raging Fighter for the Game Boy. So I don't collect hard for the handhelds, but you know, when I see them, if I don't have them and they're relatively cheap. This one right here, though, this was a hitter right here that I found. Game Boy Advance. I couldn't believe it. $3. Metroid Fusion. I think this one is going for something like, when I checked it out, I was like, oh my god, this thing's going for like 80 bucks or something like that. I would never buy it for that kind of price, but when you can find it for like under $5, without a doubt. So definitely cool to get that one. But that wasn't all that they had in there as well. They also had a couple of other cartridge-based games in there as well. So they had here in this plastic Nintendo case, they had NFL Blitz for the N64, one that I didn't have in the collection, so it was pretty cool to add that one to the collection. They had 2 games in these cases here. This is the first one. They had Jeopardy Junior Edition. I know it's Jeopardy, right? It's kind of a lame game, but it has the manual, it has a sleeve, it came in this case right here, and $5, right? I mean, any of you that are out there collecting for the NES would say $5. I'm all over that. They also had Wheel of Fortune Family Edition in a plastic case, so I grabbed that one as well. I had the sleeve and the instruction booklet. But then I went around the counter and was looking at some of the other stuff that they had behind the counter, and they had the Wheel of Fortune Family Edition box. So I was like, I snatched that up too. So they had the game in the sleeve and the instruction booklet in one of these plastic cases, right? And you had this box sitting over there by itself. And I'm like, they had $5 on this one, they had $5 on that one. So I was gonna buy them, but then when I opened the box up, it didn't have, obviously it didn't have the game in it because it was in the case. It had all these manuals and stuff in it as well. So I snatched that up. I ended up with a complete in-box copy of Wheel of Fortune Family Edition. And then in here they got some posters. They had which I needed a copy of the instruction booklet for Tetris. They had some other stuff for the Nintendo Power, some other posters and stuff like that. Tenko. Instruction manual for Super Mario Bros. 2, instruction manuals for Super Mario Bros. 3, and some more posters and some other stuff like that. So without a doubt, you knew I was going to snatch that up. But that wasn't everything else that they had there at the same time either. They also had, for the Sega Genesis, a copy of The Jungle Book, a nice in the clamshell complete copy with a manual, works really good. So I was definitely all over that for $5 as well. And then I don't even have one of these systems, but I wasn't going to leave them behind for, I think they were marked at $5.99 a piece. So Sega Saturn, complete in box, Worldwide Soccer, and there's the one that's got the price tag on it from Community Aid, Andretti Racing. So they aren't hitters or anything, but still, I never see these for the at the thrift shop. So I was like, I have to grab them up. Eventually, I may get a Saturn, or eventually I'll send them along to somebody else. But I think the cases are probably worth that much. I know that a lot of times you find these with the busted up cases or anything, but still, that was pretty cool. So all that stuff was from the thrift. Like, the thrift really paid off this month, without a doubt. All right, so I got two more things to show you. I'm 27.5 minutes already into the video, so I knew it was going to be a long one. They always are. At some point, I probably should start doing these pickup videos like every 2 weeks instead of doing them once a month. But whatever. Retail pickups. So for the retail for the month, I picked up a few decent things. Nothing major, but I found these 2 games at Target. These were $10 a piece. They're sealed. I got Airy and Secret of the Seasons for the Switch, and Contra Rogue Corps. I figured you really can't go wrong with $10 Switch games for, brand new from Target. I picked up from this was all from one of my local game shops that I stopped at. Not GameStop, but it was one of my local stops. So I picked up for, I think this one was $5. Wheelman, Vin Diesel on it for the PS3. Nice, clean, complete copy. As I said, I have a soft spot for the PS3. Dead Space 2, which in one of my prior videos I showed you guys this, but this was from the beginning of the month in December. I actually completed the first one. I let you guys pick for me. You guys picked the Dead Space series. I did finish the first game. It was really, really good. I haven't jumped into the second one yet. I wanted to do them back to back, but then I got kind of hooked into Horizon Zero Dawn, so we'll see. I'll probably play them both at some point concurrently. For the PlayStation 3 as well, I got the Journey collection. Been wanting to pick this one up for a while. The PlayStation 3 had some great collection discs on the system. I mean, when you go through and you look at the library for that, Like you could find the Metal Gear Solid collection that has 5 or 6 games on it. You know, you got the God of War collection that's 5 games on it or something like that. But this was one that I definitely wanted to check out. I've been wanting to play it for quite a long time, and I was glad to pick that one up. For the Wii U, I picked up one game. I picked up Hyrule Warriors. Nice clean copy of that one. For the OG Xbox, I picked up 2 games. I picked up Far Cry Instincts and Far Cry Instincts Evolution. At some point, I've been wanting to get into the Far Cry series. I wanted to start from the beginning. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make a difference, but that's the way I wanted to do it. So I thought these would be 2 cool ones to start off with. And then I picked up 2 NES titles from there as well. I picked up A Boy and His Blob, a nice clean copy. Actually, it wasn't 2, it was that one. And then this last NES game I picked up from the prior video that you guys saw of mine. It was for that Eternia Dreams. It was a pop-up store that they had, but I've been wanting to get this one for a while too. Battletoads for the original Nintendo. So there we are for my retail pickups for the month. Finally, the last thing that we have is Pawn Shop. As I've said to you guys many, many times, don't sleep on the Pawn Shop. You just don't know what you're going to find at the Pawn Shop. I have 3 in my local area and probably about 5 or 6 down near where I work at. The 3 in my local area, pretty much 2 of them are bust. They just never have anything. The one, I've kind of started forming a little bit of a relationship with the guy that runs everything in there, and he's been pretty cool to me, I think, and I think he cut me a couple good deals with it this month too. So, let's start with one pickup I had. This was from a pawn shop down near where I worked at. I got these for $5 a piece. Can't really complain too much about it. Added to the PlayStation 4 library, I got Ghosts of Tsushima. Days Gone. I've been wanting to check this one out. Everybody tells me I should. Got a nice little VR game. I got Until Dawn Rush of Blood. This one was one that Retro Rivals had talked about when they were talking about the VR games, and I definitely wanted to get on that one. I have to keep the kiddies away from it though. I got Devil May Cry 5. This one was different. I don't know. It's kind of odd. It's called Hidden Agenda. This is one that I think you download an app on your smartphone and you use it between the PlayStation. That's what it looks like anyway, but could be interesting. And then this one, kind of disappointed with it once I got it home and was checking it out. But Daymir 1998. This is a survival horror game, but unfortunately, when I bought the games and I got it home, I looked through a couple of these. I didn't look through them all. That's my fault, right? But then I got home and it didn't have Daymir and it had Dying Light in it. So I've heard Dying Light is a good game, so I'm kind of excited to check that one out. I'm going to try to get back to the pawn shop here in the next couple days, because they did have a case for Dying Light. Maybe the Daymir game is in it if they didn't sell it yet, and then I can get that. I'll just buy that one from them and then I'll have both of the games. But not too bad though for $5 a piece. The PlayStation 4, it's probably the time now to start adding to your library for that. So sorry about the lighting. It's my stupid phone and the stupid light and the fact that I'm in the dungeon down here. But I can't do anything about it until I get a better camera. So the final thing that I got for you guys was like from my local pawn shop. Like I said, the guy's been kind of hooking me up with some deals and stuff like that. I think he did pretty well with this one too. I got a pretty massive lot of stuff that I bought from him back middle December. So I went in. I typically go into the shop. I make some small talk with the guy. Pretty cool dude. He plays games and stuff too himself, actually. I don't know how much he collects, but I know he plays because we talk about video games and stuff like that. But I ask him if he's got anything else. He knows when I come in because I come in like once a month, maybe twice a month, and I'll ask him, "You got anything new in?" "Yeah, now, whatever." But he's like, "Hey man, I got a bunch of stuff in just the other day." I was like, "Oh yeah, what do you got?" He's like, "Oh, I got some Nintendo stuff." I'm like, "Really? That's different," because a lot of times it's mostly like more modern stuff. But he's like, "Well, I'll show you what I got." So he started showing me some different stuff. The first thing I did get from him, this is all this stuff that I'm going to show you was part of one deal. I paid $75 for all of it. So I got a copy of SSX for the PS3, nice complete copy. That was the only modern game that I got out of this, but all part of the same deal right here. But the majority of it was Nintendo, original Nintendo. He had some Super Nintendo stuff in there as well, but he had like a console and a few games. He had like 3 or 4 games. I think only one of the games was one that I actually didn't have at the time, and I was gonna offer him up on that one, but he had already had it bundled together, like to sell on like eBay or something. So I wasn't gonna break his bundle up. But all this other stuff I'll show you. I got for the Super Nintendo. He said that he couldn't get this copy of the game working, so I just had him throw it in as part of the whole bundle deal. But it was a copy of Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario World. It's not the greatest copy. The label's a little bit wrenched out on it. But I was able to bring it home, clean it up, pop it in, and it works fine. No problems at all right there. So that was kind of cool to pick that one up. I think I have this one already, so I'm gonna flip it. I know I have both of these games individually. I don't think I have the combo card, but I'll probably just flip it over at some point. But pretty cool to get it, bring it home as part of the deal and work. A bunch of Nintendo games. He came with a Game Genie, not in the box, but I got the manual and the Game Genie. I've never actually owned one of these, even back in the day as a kid, but threw it all together. A bunch of Nintendo games. I guess I'll show you these first. So a copy of Super Mario and Duck Hunt. All these games work. Cleaned them, tested them, and trust me, with some of these, you'll know why they needed to be cleaned. But another copy of Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. So basically, this whole group of stuff, he said it came in from a guy that brought it in, and the guy had it sitting out in the barn it was sitting in the barn for years. So, like, it wasn't in the greatest shape, but they work. So, Super Mario Bros. 3. Mission Impossible with the manual. I already had this one, but I also already had all the Mario games. But getting the manual, that was kind of nice. I'll add the manual to the collection. Road Blasters with the manual. Another one that I had the game already, but I didn't have the manual. So, Fester's Quest, another one that I had, but I'm pretty sure that this one is actually an improvement over the one I had. I had one that had some like stickers from like rental stores and stuff on it, so that's pretty cool. Had this one as well. A lot of these I did have, honestly. This whole stack I think I had. Operation Wolf, kind of a cheesy little game, just like this one. This is kind of cheesy. Silent Service. One of the good ones, but I did have it already in the collection. Was Exvius. And then I believe these were the 4. These 4 I did not have at all in the collection. So nice sleeve copy with the manual of POW, Prisoners of War. Donkey Kong Classics. No manual for that one, but definitely one that I wanted to add. I've been looking at. Tiny Toon Adventures. That one has the manual, but I think it's missing the front, like the first page of the manual. But didn't have that one either, so that one was another good one to add. And a copy of Bigfoot with the manual as well, which I did not have in the collection. All right, so that was all the loose Nintendo games. It also came with a stack of Nintendo Powers. This one is a Super Mario All-Stars Player's Guide, and then it came with about 6 or 7 different Nintendo Power magazines that I got right here. I don't really collect for the Nintendo Power, but I'm definitely gonna, as I see them, I'll definitely pick them up and add them to the collection. They are really neat. I never actually, my buddy when I was a kid had a subscription to the magazine, but I myself never had a subscription to the magazine. But that's not it. So we got a couple of other things as well that were all in this lot. Like I said, this was all $75. So a nice complete inbox set of the NES cleaning kit. I put it in one of these nice sleeves to keep it neat, but kind of cool, you know what I mean? I don't really need it. I have a bunch of the newer stuff to clean my system with, but I thought it was pretty cool having that in the box. And then I got 3 complete inbox Nintendo games. The boxes are not in great shape, but still. Terminator 2. That one right there, it really needed some serious cleaning, and as you can see, it's got like a rip across here, but where someone in the past had taped it up or whatever. But still, it's pretty neat having it complete in box. I put these in the sleeves so that they display a little bit better. Super C, that was one that I did not have in the collection at all. The box looks pretty good except for the very top. It's missing that one corner of the box where somebody ripped it, and there was somebody wrote $20 on it. Cool to add it to the collection though, because I didn't have the game. And then the one that I really wanted so bad, and that's the reason that I really just wanted to buy this whole lot. And I knew I got a pretty good deal on the lot because I've been pricing this box. But one of my favorite games of all time, River City Ransom. I had a decent copy of the game, but I've been pricing a copy of it for complete, to complete it with the box so I could display it with the manual and everything. And I think the last one I was looking at, it was like on eBay. It was like it ended up selling for like $155 or something like that. Now that box on eBay, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely a cherry box. It looked great. But this thing right here, it's got a little tear right here where somebody repaired it, but it's good enough for me for display. I mean, put it in this nice little case to keep it all right. It's got the copy of the game, the manual, the styrofoam insert, everything's inside of it. Nice little thing to display in the game room. I already have a copy of it that's loose if I want to play it, so I have 2 copies of it. But that's why I was jacked by it. $75 for like 3 complete box games. The cleaning kit. What's that? It was like a dozen NES games, even though I only added like 5 of them that were new, and then all these Nintendo powers. I didn't think that was too bad. But that's it. That's the month of December pickups. I know I drug this on 40 minutes long. Some of you might have stuck with me if you did. I know I typically watch these kind of videos. Sometimes I'll just watch them in the background while I'm doing something else and I'll listen to them. And I'll watch it when I see something that really interests me. But if you did, if you stuck with me, love you. If you didn't stick with me and you just watched a little bit of it, love you anyway. Because, that's what this is all about. It's all about community, baby. That's why I do it. I enjoy watching your videos. I hope you enjoy watching mine. So, until next time, cheers, you guys.